Hey everyone, in this video we'll be talking about the structure of HTML and some basic tags. Previously we made this webpage.html file. So let's open this in our browser by double clicking this. It will open it in our browser, right? So it's completely blank right now. Let's go back to our file explorer and right click our HTML document. In this menu go down to open with, and in this menu select your preferred text editor. Alright, I'm gonna be using Notepad. If you can't find it in this menu, go to choose another app, and over here you can look for your text editor. So for now I'm using Notepad. Click OK. Alright, so it's gonna open in Notepad. Now if I type anything in this, hello world, and save this, you can save this in two ways. Okay, Control S is a shortcut for saving, or you can go to File and Save, Control S. Alright, it says over here. So if you click this, it will also save the document. Now let's go back to our browser and refresh our page. Right, so see, this is working, so this indeed is our document. Now let's talk about our tags. In HTML we use tags, like I said in the first video. HTML is all about tags. So there are some essential tags that are needed in every HTML document. Some not you don't need to use every tag, but there are just some tags that are important. All right, so the very first tag that we use is an HTML tag. All right, so in tags we use angle brackets, so we're going to type angle brackets. All right, and then inside this we're going to say HTML, and then we're going to type angle bracket again. Now we open HTML tag, we also have to close it. So we're going to go down 2 lines and we're going to close it by typing the same tag HTML. Alright, and before the name of the tag we're going to type in a forward slash. So this is the opening of the tag and this is the closing of the tag. So now this is our HTML tags, and in between this, whatever we're going to type, look at some other tags. This is the very basic tag. Now inside HTML tag we use two more tags. There is a head tag and a body tag. Now if we go to our browser, this is our HTML document, right? So our HTML tags encapsulate all of this. Now inside HTML tag, the head tag is over here, alright? So you can say this is the head tag. There are some other things in the head tag that are not visible, but for now let's just say that this part over here is our head tag, okay? And this blank area is our body tag. So let's go back to our notepad and let's type in a head tag. Alright, so angle brackets, head, and then angle bracket again. Now just like with HTML tag, we're going to close the head tag as well. Forward slash and then head again. So this is our opening head tag and this is our closing head tag. Now in between head tags there is a tag called title tag. What that does is basically, like you see this webpage.html over here, this is the title of our website. Alright, so basically the title tag changes the title of our website. For example, if you go to YouTube, you're gonna see YouTube on the tab right over here, and it's gonna say YouTube with maybe the video of the name of the video or your notification number, etc. So in between head tags we're gonna type in title. This is our opening tag, and to close it we're just gonna type in title. All right, let's make this a little bigger. Now this is our title opening tag and this is our title closing tag. If we save this right now and refresh our browser, there's nothing over here, right? It's empty because the browser hides the tags and shows you the text. All right, so now in title, now let's type something. Let's say first web page and Control S to save. After that, refresh your browser and right over here it says first web page. This is the title of our website. We can change this to anything we want. right? Control S to save, and refreshing the browser will change it. So you can have anything you want over here. It can be anything at all. I'm going to leave it at first web page for now. Now this is basically what you need to know in head for now. This is your head tag, and the head tag basically changes this area over here. Now let's move on to body tag. A body tag uses the word body, right? So we use angle brackets, body, and then we open the body tag, so we also have to close it. So we go down a few lines and close the body tag by using a forward slash. This is our opening body tag and this is our closing body tag. In HTML, you're going to see a lot of tags, almost all of the tags that open and close, all right? So HTML open and it closed, and inside HTML tags, we have our head tag, which opened right over here, right? And closed right over here. And inside our head tag, we have our title tag. Now, body tag is basically this area over here, which the area where you're going to see the content. In body, we can type anything at all. Let's say hello world again, and let's save it. Control S to save. Now let's go back to our browser and refresh it. And as you can see, it says hello world right here. Now this is basically the structure of HTML. This is the very basics of HTML that except this text and this text, this can be anything you want, right? So except these two lines, these tags are basically the structure of HTML. Now let's talk about some other tags, right? So we're gonna be mostly doing our work in body because we don't need head for most things right now. So let's go in our body and let's type in, actually, first let's resize our windows so that it's more visible. All right, now inside our body, let's type in, first let's say we need a heading. All right, first let's save this and let's refresh so there's nothing. Now let's say we're making a motorbikes website or a car website, so we need a heading so that people know that what kind of website is it, right? So let's change this, new cars. And for headings we use h tag, and headings have different sizes, right? So h with a number is a heading tag, and the number defines the size. So basically h1 is the largest heading, and h2 is smaller than h1, and h3 is smaller than h2, so on and so forth. So h1 is the largest heading and h6 is the smallest heading. All right, so the heading sizes are from h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. So first let's start with h1. h1 opening tag, and inside let's say car shop, and let's close the tag. All right, angle bracket / h1 angle bracket again. Control S to save, and if we go in our browser and refresh, look at the size of this text. This is our h1. Now let's make, alright, so now we need a paragraph, right? So to explain the heading or to explain our page, we need a paragraph so that if anyone visits your page, they know that what that page is about. So for paragraphs we use p tag, angle brackets, p, and then you can close it with the same tag with a /, right? So these are our paragraph tags, and in between we can type in anything we want. This is a paragraph. We sell cars and automobiles. Alright, so this is our paragraph. If we refresh our browser, it doesn't look so big, but it's still a paragraph, right? So let's make another paragraph. Right, we opened it and we also had to close it. Now in between, let's say you can type in anything you want, right? Alright, so Control S to save, and if we refresh our browser, look, these are two different paragraphs now. Now let's talk about a smaller heading. In between these two paragraphs, let's say H2 is a bit smaller than H1, so let's just type in H2. Or let's say condition of car, conditions cars H2. So we opened H2 right over here. We typed in some text, the heading we want, and we closed H2 right over here. Alright, so if we save this, Control S to save, and if you go back to our browser and refresh, as you can see that H1 is the largest heading right over here, and H2 is a little smaller than that, right? So now let's say if you've noticed that every website has a footer, right? The very end section of that, it says something like copyright, the company name, and 2020 or something like that. So we can use H5 for that. So let's say at the bottom we say, or actually H6. H6 is the smallest, right? So H6, the smallest heading, and let's say copyrights reserved 2020, and let's say Lemonade Man, and let's close this by typing the same tag with a forward slash. So angle brackets forward slash H6 and then angle brackets again. And let's make this a bit bigger. So right over here it says H6 our copyright text, and then H6 closes right over here. Alright, so if we refresh our browser, this is our H6 tag. It's so small, right? So H6 being the smallest heading, it can be used for copyright text or subheadings or anything that you want, right? Imagination is your limit. So that is basically H1 right over here. This is our H1, this is our H2, and this is our H3. Alright, now let's talk about other heading tags in between this. Alright, so we have H3, H3, H3. Smaller headings can be used for subheadings as well. So we close it by forward slash H3. This is our H3 tag right over here. And if I saved it by pressing Ctrl S, or you can save it by going to File, down to Save. Alright. Now, if we refresh our browser, this is our H3 tag. Now, if you go down and make our H4 tag, right? So H3 is a little bit bigger than H4, but it's a little bit smaller than H2. So H1 is the biggest, then H2 is smaller than H1, then H3 is smaller than H2, H4 is smaller than H3, H5 is smaller than H4, and H6 is the smallest of all. So if we refresh our browser, it's going to say right over here, this is also a subheading, and it's a little bit smaller than H3. Now, only H5 is left, so let's check how H5 looks like. Right over here, this is our H5 tag, and if we refresh our browser, so that is our H5 tag. and that is our H6 tag. Notice the size difference between these: H3, 4, 5, and 6. These are H1 and H2. Now, another thing to notice is that heading tags are a little bit bolder, right? So this paragraph tag is just normal text, and all these heading tags are bolder than normal. So basically, a heading makes the text a little bit bolder and changes its size, and a paragraph tag is just a normal tag that makes a paragraph for you. That's it for this video, and in the next video I'll be talking about HTML comments, line breaks, and horizontal rules.